I won't go down the road of like who belongs in the Hall of Fame and why. I was just delighted to see David Ortiz go in there because of his personality, just the extra level of excitement that he brought last weekend when he was there in Cooperstown, the way that Red Sox fans reacted to him, and the fact that he's had so many clutch moments over the course of his career. I mean, is there any doubt in your mind, based on the current criteria of who gets to go in there, that he, doesn't belong in that elite category?
Yeah, I mean, like in 2013, Johnny Gomes and those guys, like they gave him the nickname Cooperstown. Like it's not something where you needed to see more out of David Ortiz. I think just on his postseason heroics alone, he belongs in the Hall of Fame. But then you mix in greatest designated hitter to ever live. No disrespect to Edgar Martinez, but David Ortiz is the guy, and he is the prime example of like he was the modern day Reggie Jackson, and you can even make the case like a lot of these things like they gave away too soon. Like they named the DH award after Edgar Martinez. It should be named after David Ortiz. They gave Mr. October to Reggie Jackson. It should be David Ortiz. Statistically, he has the highest wins probability added for any player ever in the postseason. So a lot of these things are just like, hey, we need to hand out that this is a pretty cool nickname. We got to give it to someone. Well, you should have waited because the real Mr. October was coming right around the corner. First ballot Hall of Famer. People want to mention the 2003 test or whatever. Never failed the test once testing was actually implemented. Rob Manfred actually said that like that 2003 anonymous test was kind of fugazi, and you could have gotten popped for Advil, and that could have come up as a positive on that anonymous test because they didn't know what they were doing back then. It's 2003. They don't have like the same testing that they have now. And the other thing too that no one really ever talks about is, and David kind of tried to make this point back in 2009 when the report originally came out that he had tested positive, and then he went to Major League Baseball and he was like, what did I test positive for? And they wouldn't tell him because those results were never supposed to be public. They were supposed to be anonymous. Is the fact that the Mitchell report, the guy Mitchell who did the Mitchell report worked for the Red Sox, and pretty much the Mitchell report only threw Mo Vaughn under the bus, who is not with the Red Sox anymore. And I don't think Red Sox fans at that point were like, this is our guy. Like they had moved on. They had Pedro, they had Manny, they had Ortiz. So Mo Vaughn was the one Red Sox guy that got caught. And then with the Yankees, it was like Sheffield, Giambi, Clemens. Like they came for everyone, and Pettit. They came for everyone in the Mitchell report and made the Yankees look real bad. And the rumor is that someone with the Yankees fed the leak of Ortiz being on this anonymous test as a retaliation to the Mitchell report. Like, you're going to come for our guys. We're coming for your guys. And then they leaked it. So it was never supposed to get out there. And if that doesn't get out there, you still have 2005 is when they implemented testing. Ortiz never failed a test. 2016, his final season, he was 39 years old. He still hit 37 home runs and had 45 doubles. He had the greatest final season maybe in baseball history, and at 39 years old. And this is over a decade after they implemented testing. So I don't want to hear anything about, oh, David Ortiz doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame because the anonymous test. Screw the anonymous test.